Good afternoon, Rotarians. I'm Mike Vogus, and I am pleased to be your host this afternoon for a discussion with three women who are leaders in the arts in our community. Let me introduce you to them. Mrs. Gail Brechting is in her 25th season as the conductor and musical director of the West Michigan Concert Winds. She taught 40 years as a music educator, the last 34 with the Wreath Puffer Schools here in Muskegon. Under her direction, the Winds received the coveted Silver Scroll Award from the John Philip Sousa Foundation and have traveled throughout Europe, England, Ireland, as well as performing in Chicago's Symphonic Hall and the famed Carnegie Hall in New York City. She is currently the president-elect of the Association of Concert Bands and international voice for community bands. And Renee Hesslink in the center spot. Purchased the former Red Lotus Gallery in September of 2019. The gallery was about to be closed by the owner who was moving away. The first few months were business as usual to get through the Christmas holiday season, and then closed almost all of the month of January to rebrand under the name of City Center Arts and refresh the look of the gallery. Renee is also vice president of sustainability for Nichols, a locally owned distribution company, as well as manager of Kitchen 242 at the Muskegon Farmers Market. And Erin Pyre was originally from Wisconsin and holds a master's degree in piano pedagogy. She spent 4 years running a private piano studio in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, before moving to Michigan in 2018. Now in nonprofit administration, she joined the team at the Arts Council of Whitelake New Veen Center as the director's assistant in early 2019 and took on the role of director in September of last year. Welcome all. Renee, let me begin with you. Please tell us about City Center Arts. What's its history and what is its mission?
City Center Arts was, as far as I can tell, established in 2012 as the Red Lotus Gallery. It was originally in a building across from MCC's Lakeshore Fitness Center. And then when the Century Club building was renovated, moved there into the lower level, and that's where we've been ever since. Our mission is to really curate and help local artists sell their art. And we do that in a number of ways.
Give us at least one of those ways, please.
Well, we have shows that happen every about 6 weeks. We flip shows. So a couple of examples of the shows we had, earlier this year and late last year was our black and white show, which is very popular, where all of the art, whether it be paintings or 3D or 2D, is all in black and white. Right before the COVID pandemic, we had launched the Power of Feminine show, which we also, did a fundraiser for Every Woman's Place. So we have shows that change about every 6 weeks.
Well, thank you kindly. Erin, how long has the Arts Council of Whitelake New Veen Center been an organization, and what are you out to accomplish? And also tell me, what is New Veen about?
Okay, so the Arts Council of Whitelake New Veen Center has been in existence since about 1984. So the Arts Council started, the first program they ever started was the Free Summer Concert Series, which is Tuesday evenings in the summer. We host free concerts at the Montague Band Shell. So our mission is to inspire the Whitelake community through engaging and accessible opportunities in the arts. So we do that in a couple of different ways. Like I mentioned, the free summer concerts, but we also do art classes. We have rotating exhibits like the City Center Arts does. And we have a gallery where we have about 50 local artists that have their work on display. So the New Veen name comes from, it's actually a family from Chicago that used to vacation in the Whitelake area for many, many years. And they are the ones that helped us start the education part of the Arts Council. So when we moved to our new location in Whitehall about almost 6 years ago, we wanted to give credit to that name. And so our location is called the New Veen Center. So we are the Arts Council of Whitelake at the New Veen Center.
Well, I will make sure I use that reference continuously moving forward. Gail, would you give us a bit of history on your organization and how did you get the nickname The Winds? Let's see if we can't come back to her. Renee, your name includes arts. Share with us why art is as important to individuals and communities as it might be.
Well, I know there's a lot of research out there on how important art can be, anything from visual arts to music or many other forms too. There's a quote that I really like by Leo Tolstoy, and I'll read that for you. Art is the activity by which a person, having experienced an emotion, intentionally transmits it to others. So I think art, in whatever form that might be, allows for creativity, and people need to be creative. They need to feel like they're creative. And I'm sure, Gail and they, can add to this as well. But it's just important for a person individually. And, it brings the community together in many ways. So I think that is very important as well.
Well, I hope we've got Gail back because we lost you for a bit, Senorita. And now that you're back, I'm so pleased to see it. And would you give us a bit of history on your organization and how did you get the nickname The Winds?
Oh, it's good to be back here. I didn't know what happened there for a moment. Yes, the West Michigan Concert Winds are in our 41st season. We were named many things over the years. I've been involved as the conductor for 25 years. And there was a group, some of you might know, being the Rotarians of Muskegon. It was called the Muskegon Symphonic Band, and Denny Emmons was the one that actually started it. Then it went from him to Don Miller. And when Don Miller passed away, I applied and I got the position in 1996, and since then have done that. The reason we're called the nickname of the Winds, once the name was changed to the West Michigan Concert Winds, was because Floyd Farmer was the person that was coming in and watching us and then doing a critique on us, and he put it in the paper as a review, and he called us the Winds. So he actually nicknamed us.
So it was an accident or was it on purpose, can you tell?
I know Floyd pretty well, and I think it was just a way to call us a shorter name, perhaps, and it was the end of it, and he capitalized WINDS, Winds. So I took that as a hook, and I have used it ever since. So probably for the past 20-some years, that's our nickname, the Winds.
Well, our Rotarians will recognize a program not too many weeks ago about Windsor, Dick, and they wound up with a nickname pretty much the same way. Aaron, please tell us about the kind of programming you offer and the impact that it's had.
So we have a lot of different educational opportunities for people of all ages. So we do classes at our facility and also in other locations as well. We try to offer classes for youth and for adults. Right now, we have a really new, exciting program that we're doing in collaboration with the Playhouse at Whitelake, and it's called Spark. It's a program for people with dementia and their caregivers, and it's actually the first of its kind in Muskegon. And we've gotten some support for this program from the Muskegon County Senior Millage. So Nancy Armitage is the facilitator for that program, and twice a month, she's hosting classes virtually because of COVID, but the first class of each month is centered on visual arts and takes place at the Arts Council. So she's here doing the class, and then the participants are joining virtually. And then the second class of the month is at the Playhouse and has to do with theater. So that's a really new, exciting program that we just started this month. So we just had our second class this Wednesday. we also recently started an open studio program for middle and high school students on Wednesday afternoons, and that is free. And students just have to sign up, and they can come in and they can use our supplies and get some help from Susan Wink, our assistant director. She's a great art educator. There's also opportunity for music students, because my background is in music. If they want to come in and get some practice tips, they can sign up to do that as well. So education is the bulk of what we have going on right now. In a typical year, we also have fundraisers and fun events for the community, but we're really trying to highlight our classes at this time.
Let me segue into a question for Gail. Based on that, I've had the privilege of spending a lifetime in theatrical performance and know how much rehearsal is required for a professional product. To deliver your best, you must spend a lot of time in rehearsal. Where do you rehearse and when?
That's a very good question. Yes, a lot of rehearsal time, although right now, due to the pandemic, no one is doing much of anything like that other than within their own homes. Normally, we have had the wonderful marriage between the Muskegon Community College and the West Michigan Concert Winds. That was started by Don Miller back, 20 some years ago. I would say almost 30 years ago now. And he had done it with the Lansing Community College as well when he was over there. And it is so that we are part of the college, so students can take the West Michigan Concert Winds for a college credit. I am actually an adjunct there, so that allows for that. Just last year, we moved from the older band room area, which was by the theater, and they built a whole new arts area for the visual arts as well as the performing arts. And so that's been really fun. We rehearse every Thursday night from 7 to 9:30. We are an auditioned ensemble. However, you can come and sit in for 2 rehearsals and check us out, and we kind of talk to you and get to know you. And then if you are interested, then you talk to me and we do an audition and get you placed within the ensemble. So we will do usually anywhere between 5 to 7 rehearsals before a performance. So if you think about that, that's really not like it would have been in high school or even college. We're once a week. So a lot of the responsibility is upon the musicians to be prepared when they come to rehearsals.
I can certainly understand that. Renee, I understand you have a membership program. Would you please tell us what that looks like?
Yes, so we have member artists, and we have a fee structure, and depending on how many hours they can volunteer in the gallery or related to gallery activities, their fee would be based on the number of hours that they can contribute. So it ranges from $5 a month to $25 a month. And then we have special rates for students and seniors as well.
Well, thank you kindly. Let me go to Aaron. The pandemic has affected all of us in different ways. Why don't you tell us, please, how it's affected what the Arts Council of Whitelake is doing for programming and for fundraising?
Sure, yeah. We had to, we were closed for a couple of months, but thankfully we are able to be open at this time. We've shortened our hours a little bit because typically we used to have volunteers that would come in the mornings to help out, and we don't want to make our volunteers come in right now. So we are now open 1 to 5:30 Tuesday through Friday, and then 11 to 3 on Saturday. As for classes, we just have to limit our capacity. So right now our class limit is about 6 students, and everybody has their own table. All the supplies are sanitized. They're not shared between students. Masks have to be worn. We just have people spread out. And that's been working pretty well. I think people are anxious to get out of the home and be creative. As for fundraising, we've had to, we had to cancel our typical summer fundraiser. But we created 2 brand new fundraisers this summer. We did one called Quarantine Art, where community members and artists donated artwork, and then we sold that via our website. So we posted it all online, and then people just had to come in to pick up the piece that they purchased. And then we also did a... Do you want me to stop?
No, I think that's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Everybody's going virtual. Let's hope we can continue to
Yeah.
use that well. Let me go over to Gail. Gail, how does your organization include and work with the community? And how has COVID affected that?
Well, the community is what we are. We are a community of people. As far as how we're working with the community, we've kind of gotten more into the virtual end, very much like what everyone else has had to do in the world of the performing arts. And I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. It's the other phone, the house phone. I'm sorry. We have done things such as fundraising. We've done some things with the community foundation, and that has been wonderful. We have our own endowment with the community foundation, and I think because of that, they will contact us once in a while and say, "Are you interested in doing this or this or this?" We have the opportunity to work with our community through scholarships. We used to always do our own scholarships, and the community foundation contacted me and they said, "We have a lot of money. You have the vehicle to help us find high school students of all types of instruments, including strings." And I say that because we are not a string ensemble. We're a wind band ensemble. And so every January and February, I am out looking for students who fit the qualifications to receive really great scholarships from various endowments from the foundation. So that is one way we work with the community. We work with the community through playing out in the community, of course. We did a wonderful thing with the the West Michigan Symphony Children's Choir. Last year we did a children's concert, and so we connected with them and with the children. And then we had students, we gave all kinds of like reduced price tickets to all the various elementary schools to try to get children to come in. We worked with the theater department at Reese Puffer to come in and bring their high school students to come in and be dressed up as Disney characters and things like this. We're always looking in ways to do that. We did a gospel concert last year and got a gospel choir that was developed by Joe Lane, who's a pastor in the Muskegon Heights area. And that was so much fun, a whole new style of music that was just delightful to work with. And so I'm always looking for things like that. We do a lot of veterans concerts and we bring veterans in. That was the one that got canceled last year. And veterans were going to come in at a reduced price. So we're trying everything we can to get people involved that are from the greater Muskegon area.
As we reach the end of our time together, ladies, let me ask each of you one by one, is there anything we haven't talked about that you think would be valuable for our Rotarians to know? Starting with you, Renee.
Well, I think it's important that everyone support local artists right now. They're all struggling as things have changed drastically, as many of those reasons were mentioned. So I think just supporting local artists in whatever way that looks like to them. So come and visit the gallery, visit Nuveen, visit, wherever you can, purchase something if you can, become a member or a supporting member. Follow us all on social media so you know what's happening.
Thank you. Erin, a closing remark.
Renee did a great job. I feel like
Well,
I don't have that much else to add.
Gail,
I agree with everything Renee said. Yeah.
Gail, anything to share with us as we close?
Yes. Actually, I would like to. You can find what's going on in our virtual concerts. We have a 4-concert season, as I mentioned. We just released one, and you can go to our website and see it. It was called Autumn Pandemic and Bandemic. Excuse me, Autumn Bandemic. That one is just released. We will be releasing a Holiday Bandemic. Will be released around the 20th of December with all kinds of wonderful, lively recorded literature from the holidays. There's another one on Valentine's Day. So that's going to be all kinds of, lovely things that are done about love and hearts and all the things that we could do. Again, these are like 6 different little cameos with small ensembles. And then there's always one with the full band. And then we have a May Day Mayhem concert in May as well, that I would encourage anybody that really likes to hear us or the live music, get on websites and you can find these things. Our web is very easy. It's our West Michigan Concert Wins, but it's the acronym WMCW.org. It's easy to find. So, and thank you so very much for the community support for the past 40 years for our ensemble. We have grown and grown and grown, and we continue to want to serve the greater West Michigan area. Thank you.
Renee, Aaron, and Gail, thank you so very much for spending time with us today. And now I'm sending it back to you, Mark.